Well, this debate goes on just like who is the better player, Messi or Ronaldo. But for looking at the design and specification of both devices, they have pros and cons. Although Oppo just appealed to more people, but don't get me wrong, Z Fold 4 is a complete phone when you are talking about foldable market. As Samsung captures the foldable market, it's hard for new competitors to get into. So we are here to share our thoughts on which one is best for you. Spoiler alert, you might find Z Fold 4 be your next foldable because of one reason. But before moving on, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There are some key areas we need to look at if we compare both devices side by side: design, performance, cameras, battery life, and exclusive features. If you are getting Oppo Find N2 just for design, then you will surely like the design on the Find N2 because the outer display on the Find N2 feels like a candy bar phone that we are used to, with the aspect ratio of 18:9. Instead, if we look at the Z Fold 4, we are seeing a much taller display and a bit unusual and difficult to write a message, which comes with the 23:1:9, a big difference. But keep this thing in mind, Oppo Find N2 is a smaller phone with 5.54 inches outer display instead of 6.2 inches we get on the Z Fold 4. If you go outside, then outer display matters the most, and I think Oppo Find N2 gets an advantage. But if you want to hold your phone tight and easy, then Z Fold 4 has more grip into it. And if you look at the inner display, Z Fold 4 is the bigger one than the Find N2, came with the 7.6 inches instead of 7.1 on the Find N2. Both phones comes with 120Hz display, but Oppo Find N2 comes with LTPO display, whereas Z Fold 4 comes with dynamic AMOLED display. A plus point on the Z Fold 4 is that we get the under display camera, whereas the Oppo Find N2 comes with a punch hole display. And if you are expecting a big difference in performance of both devices, then let me get things clear. Oppo Find N2 and Z Fold 4 both shares the same processor, Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. Oppo Find N2 comes with 12GB of RAM and 16GB version, whereas Z Fold 4 only comes with 12GB of RAM and with added storage option of 1TB. But Oppo only comes with 256GB version or 512GB versions. So if you are looking at 16GB of version, then Find N2 is your only option. Meanwhile, we all know without better cameras, phones are incomplete, and Oppo this time competing with the Samsung and gave the best possible option: 50 megapixel main shooter, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and 32 megapixel telephoto sensor. Whereas the Z Fold 4 comes with 50 megapixel main shooter, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and 10 megapixel telephoto. But Oppo Find N2 is not capable of recording 8K video, whereas the Z Fold 4 can record 8K video at 24 FPS. Although pixel count don't matter a lot if you have better image processing, as both phones shares the same main 50 megapixel configuration with the different lenses. And Oppo Find N2 comes with 32 megapixel selfie shooter both inside and outside, whereas the Z Fold 4 only comes with 4 megapixel under display camera and 10 megapixel outer selfie camera. Battery life is debatable, and I would say Z Fold 4 is behind in some key areas, where Oppo with the smaller size comes with 4520 mAh battery, whereas with the bigger display and bigger design, Z Fold 4 comes with only 4400 mAh battery. And with one big difference, Oppo Find N2 comes with 67 watt of fast charger, whereas Z Fold 4 comes with only 25 watt of fast charger. A big difference no one can ignore, because as per Oppo claims, your Find N2 will get charged from 0 to 100% in just 42 minutes, whereas Z Fold 4 can charge from 0 to 50% in just 30 minutes. The durability is where I would give Z Fold 4 more numbers, as we get the water rating on the Z Fold 4, IPX8 excluding the dust. But Find N2 comes with no rating, means you should have to keep yourself away from both dust and water. And one more thing, Oppo Find N is the lightest foldable phone in the market, meaning it only weighs around 233 grams or 237 grams, whereas Z Fold 4 is standing at 263 grams. A big difference is here. As per my knowledge, we don't get any S Pen option for the Find N2, but Z Fold 4 comes with the S Pen support and have a dedicated S Pen case to hold your S Pen with the Z Fold 4. The price of both devices will part your way, as Oppo Find N2 is much cheaper than the Z Fold 4. As per website, Find N2 costed around $1149 or 1100 euros, whereas Z Fold 4 will cost you $1899, a big difference. Fun fact, Find N2 is cheaper than the S22 Ultra. Yes, S22 Ultra costed $1200, but keep this thing in mind, you will not get a global version of the Find N2, meaning there is no official launch in the United States, so it is only China's exclusive, but Z Fold 4 is available almost everywhere. This is a big difference. For more comparison like these, make sure to subscribe to the channel for further updates. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.